Kew Place, Wantirna, certainly a very desirable precinct to be part of here in Castlefield Ridge of our wonderful suburb, and today we certainly offer you a tremendous opportunity, not just for you and for today, but for your growing family and for many decades to come. By way of introduction, my name is Harry Lee. On behalf of our owners and the good team here at Harcourts Wantirna, it is our absolute pleasure in welcoming you all as participants of the auction for this exquisite address. Assisting me, you do have a number of my fellow colleagues. You would have all met Chris Hodge and Dino throughout the campaign. If you would have any questions whatsoever, feel free to speak with them. They will be more than glad to lend a hand. For those of you determined to be our new owner, I wish you courage in your endeavours. Just be with confidence, knowing that I'm simply here to assist and guide you in reaching your real estate ambitions. But before we do commence the bidding process, I'll quickly cover the rules of the auction and run through the terms and conditions in which you may purchase. Now, the auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibits an auctioneer from accepting any bids or offers on a property after it has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors do have a reserve price, and as the auctioneer, I'll indicate bidders upon request. The law prohibits false bids, major disruptions by bidders. It prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and it does provide fines for this conduct. The rules do permit vendor bids. The words I will use during the auction to indicate I'll be making a bid on behalf of the owner are vendor bid, and by law only I, as your auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. They're made available for your perusal, the auction documentations. They confirm that the property we are selling today is identified on Certificate of Title Volume 9941 Folio 418. Here being lot number 7 on Title Plan 216295P, a walloping 738 square metres of land, more or less of course, together with all improvements and fixtures to us, more commonly known as number 3 Kew Place here in Wantirna. Now, the channels involved with today's sale are all fixed floor coverings, window finishings and electric light fittings of a permanent nature. You'll sign today cash and unconditional contracts within which there are no cooling off periods. For the successful bidder amongst you, your obligations are simply twofold. One, it is to autograph the paperwork acknowledging the terms, the conditions and the price of the auction. Secondly, is to pay a deposit equivalent to a slender 10% of the final sale value, with the balance to settlement. Chris?
30, 60, 90 or 120 days.
Geez, bit of flexibility there. 1, 2, 3 or 4 months, folks. So we're working around you, making sure you have every chance to secure this property. By bidding here, you're telling me that you have read and approved all relevant documentations. It is at this time I'll kindly ask for any questions, or else I'll simply take your silence as an assumption you accept and understand. Good. Well, folks, we've seen exactly what we are basically buying today. Walking through the residence, you can see that you're buying something truly, truly special. Not just, of course, within our local marketplace. I really do believe in the whole city of Knox. Think about it, folks. Every box that you believe could be ticked when it comes to real estate, we do have it here. And certainly, I really do believe we add some extra options that you probably thought never existed too. The way that the property has been meticulously maintained throughout its life, whether it be through its renovations or whether it be through general care, folks, this is a property that you'll move straight into without having to fear of lifting a finger or spending a further penny to be able to live a great lifestyle. From the classic brick veneer facade, of course, to the modern renovations within, folks, this is the complete package. You walk inside here, anything that you want, we have it. You want multiple living areas, we've got 3 living zones. You've got the formal, the informal, of course, the rear side theatre room, retreat, rumpus, whichever you like to call it. But just understand that even though we do have the quantity, quality is not compromised. You can see the generous proportions and the dimensions of the rooms means that it's easy for you to maneuver around. It's easy for you to be able to house a crowd and entertain future guests. You've got no worries to do so there. What I love about this home, of course, is not just the accommodation it provides in terms of the 4 bedrooms and a study, but certainly with the master bedroom downstairs with its own equipped ensuite, it provides a more practical floor plan. You see, over the years, I've found that if all the bedrooms are upstairs, it comes to a time where maybe if you get a little bit older, going up and down the stairs, it's just not that easy anymore. Whereas we provide a resolution early on for you. You can see yourself living here, I'm sure, for decades upon decades, knowing that whether you're residing upstairs or downstairs, or whether you're residing for 5 years or 50, that it's going to be the one for you. I mentioned about the ensuite, so that together with our main bathroom, you can see that is being exquisitely renovated. It's being done to a T, not just from the quality of the fittings, but certainly from the workmanship as well. It very much is elegance personified. You're not going to be finding many other bathroom setups like we do have here. We've got outdoor entertaining needs covered as well. As you can see, a large patio area, enabling you to be able to entertain not just through the good weather times, but certainly even days like today, the Melbourne specials that we do encounter. Certainly, you'll be able to look after your guests and family in that regard as well. And of course, here nestled away in the bowl of court, folks, your privacy has never been at its premium, at a higher premium, I should say. You've got a wonderful lifestyle. You've got that bit of tranquility and serenity that you desire as a family. But what you also know as a family, you want everything to be close by. So whether it be schooling, so the private and public schools that we do have, the primary, secondary schools, the shopping at Knox City Shopping Complex, Eastlink providing you great road arterials towards inner Melbourne and outer Melbourne. And if you want to, of course, simply just unwind and relax, the beauty about our suburb is all the reserves and the playgrounds that we do have around here, giving you an opportunity to absorb nature as well. And folks, sitting on 738 square metres, your investment is going to prove very, very sound, not just for today. The capital growth that you'll experience, I'm sure, is going to far outweigh the initial investments that you'll be making today. So without further ado, folks, I turn it over to you now for an opening bid for 3 Kew Place, and we'll kick it off at $900,000. There we go, a bright start at $900,000 it is, and from there, let's then use that as a platform. Could I say 25s on the advance? Call it 925. We'll call it easy. At 950 was that? 950 and 958. Precision bidding there. There we go, lucky digits at 958,000. We'll go 58 more. Call it $1,006,000. At 958 now, call it $1,016,000. At 958 the offer then, we'll call it 58 on the right. Starter against you now at $958,000. Leading and thriving, going once at 958 before it goes twice now at 75. Okay. At $975,000. And what's the retort there? 17 on the advance at 9 3/4. I would have thought naturally towards $1 million. Another quarter to take you there. At 9 3/4 we have the winning offer now, searching for 25s on the go. 4 bedrooms and a study. Multiple living zones throughout the home. Don't forget about that retreat and gallery upstairs, folks, giving you that little bit of extra privacy and space as well. At $975,000, right hand side has it.
994.
At 994. Okay then. No, I'm loving your strategy at $994,000. Okay, $1 million it is. At $1 million now, I'd love to think at least another 25 on your behalf. At $1 million, 3 of you win it. Should only confirm our desirability, what we have here. At $1 million, I would have thought 25s, call it 1025. I would have guessed your bid, okay, 25 or 1025, loving your work there. Your guess is not as good as mine, 1025, the current offer at $1,025,000. Call it 50. $1,070,000, ranking it up in the ante there, loving your work at $1,070,000. At 1.07 million, 45s on the advance, and happy to continue at that level. At 1.1, a bold move for the keys, there we go. At $1,100,000, and love to think what? Another 45 from you, and another 1.1 it is now. At $1,100,000, and it goes first time at $1,100,000. Are you prepared to let it slip? Twice the call at 1.1 before it goes for the third chance.
$1,200,000.
1.2. Stacking his mark on proceedings at $1,200,000. At $1,200,000 it is then. Happy to go in hundreds if you like. If you believe that's the pattern to continue. At 1.2 it is then. Can I say 1.3 then? At 1.2 going first call. At $1,200,000 once again. Exquisite lifestyle to be had here, folks. Generous living spaces, living zones, master bedroom downstairs. 1.2. Can I say what? Maybe a low increment, call it 20s on the advance. We'll call it 1.22. At $1,200,000 going first call. 1.2 twice. Third chance at $1,200,000. Chris, you got news?
10,000, and yes, we're on the market.
At 1.21, we're on the market and we sell away, no better bid. At $1,210,000, unreserved and selling here today, folks. At 1.22, let's flow with 10s, call it 230. At $1,220,000, surely accounted bid, call it 1.23. At $1,220,000, the offer then. Haven't forgotten about you young couple.
1.25.
1.25, 1 1/4, there we go. At $1,250,000, love to think another what, 30 on the advance, call it 128. At $1,250,000 going first time. Just remember, we sell away, no better bid. Once the contract hits my hand, the property will be sold. 1.255. A gentle league now, small step, but it's a giant leap towards great ownership here. At $1,255 at 2.7. At 1.27, 15 on the go to make it 85. At $1,270, it is then back against you, sir. What's your retort? At $1,270,000 going once, twice, third chance at $1,270,000. Are we done? Finished going? On the market, we sell at 1.27.
1.28.
1.28. Okay, loving your timing, fashionably late at $1,280,000 at 1.28, 1.3, I want to
1.3.
at $1,300,000 with authority. At 1.3 it is then, could I say 1.32? At $1,300,000 playing for the keys at 1.3. Another thing, 1.320, and to anyone else holding back, this is your time, this is your chance. At $1,300,000 and selling here in Kew Place going once at 1.32. 1.32? 1.31. 10's on the advance. At 1.31 it is. At $1,310,000. Look, it's hotly contested here, folks, but it should only give you confidence. It confirms what we have, the prime location that we are in. At $1,310,000, this is premium real estate. At $1,330,000. 20's on the go. Pull it 1.35. At $1,330,000 it is then. Could I say 1,350? At 1.33 and going first call. At $1,330,000. Scanning the room. Anyone else? At 1.33 twice. At $1,330,000. Surely you're in there, sir. For the third time at $1,330,000. 40. 1.34. You've been going in 20s, love to think 1.360, turn it around, 1.36 can I say? At $1,335,000. 1.35, at $1,350,000 it is there, nice string to it, can I say 1.360 then sir? At $1,350,000, surely a rebuttal at that level, 10 more to take the lead, at $1,350,000. It goes today folks, first call at 1.35 for the second time, at $1,350,000. Got everything that you need here, multiple living zones, all the renovations that you will desire.
1.36.
1,360,000. At 1.36, could I say 370? 1.38. 1.38 it is. At $1,380,000 snatched away there, but well within your grasp. Could I say 1.4? 20 to take the lead there, sir. At $1,380,000. Given what we have, certainly I'm not surprised by these interest levels. At $1,380,000, show your strength. Can I say one? Even 1,390, 10 to take the lead. At 138 the offer then and selling. First call, 1.38 million it goes. Twice at $1,380,000.
1.39.
1.4 naturally. Intuitively towards 1.4. At $1,390,000 I would have thought. Don't go incognito here. 1.4. 1.4 at $1,400,000. 1.41 if you like. At $1,400,000 it is then. Can I say 1.41? 10 certainly to take it back to your side there, sir. What do you say at $1,400,000? Given, of course, the way market has been working, guys, you've seen week by week the prices have been increasing. You better get in today. At $1,400,000, historical low interest rates there, sir. Surely commands just a little bit more, dig a little bit deeper. At $1,400,000, first call now at 1.4 and selling twice at $1,400,000 on the market. Unreserved, it goes. 1.41 at $1,410,000. They've been so great here today. 1.41 at $1,410,000. We just want to make sure you give it your all. They leave no stone unturned, leave no fuel in a tank at $1,410,000. You sure? You've gone all this way. You're so close. Finishing line in sight. Even 1,000. Would you go one? Just to test the water. 11. 1 for 11 it is. At $1,411,000 back against you. And to anyone else timing their run to perfection, certainly I do understand. Some of you wait to the latter stages of the auction before making a move. And that has been the case. This is your time to enter the frame. At $1,411 right now, at 1.411. It is against you there, sir. 1.420 could I say. At $1,411,000 going first, second, third chance now. At $1,000,000.
413.
413, lucky 13 it is, at 1,413, $1,413,000. All to play for here. You can see the prize that's on the line at $1,413,000. This is your chance to purchase well. 15, 415, 20 if you like there, sir. Would you raise the stakes, pull a 5 more, pull at 1.42 at $1,415,000. Once again, anyone else happy for to join in at $1,415,000? 417, a gentle 2 again at $1,417,000. Just make sure, leave without regrets, yeah? 1417. I don't see any other comparable properties out there in our current marketplace that I think will be similar to this, with the finishes that we got, with the size, the scope that we do have here, indoor, outdoor areas. What do you say? 1417. Giving your best? Thank you so much. You've been absolutely fantastic. Currently with you there, sir, at a million $417,000. Is anyone else holding back? This is your final call, 1417. That's a young couple. Any more from you? Sure? Okay, thank you so much. Anywhere there, left-hand side corner at $1,417,000. We sell away. It goes at 1.1417. First, second, done, going for the third and final call. We sell, sold and congratulations, sir, man. Well done for your sterling effort today. To the underbidders, I know you guys have tried so hard. We look forward to helping again in the future. On behalf of the whole team here at Harcourts, Wantirna, I bid you farewell. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you again soon.